Hello, Evil Softman here, back for another vid. Hello! Yes, I am finally back on YouTube. It's taken a little while. Not down to anyone's real fault or anything, it's just I've wanted a little break from it. I wanted to play some games. It's either usually you were doing videos or you were playing games, and I was switching to actually properly playing games. I've had a holiday in Cyprus. I've been watching a lot of TV shows and trying to catch up on things, and it's not really worked, but well. Yeah, I was just going to say on my holiday in Cyprus, it's just like, look, Cyprus delight instead of Turkish delight. It's exactly the same thing, except Cyprus doesn't like the Turks. And my good book on Greek mythology. I always wanted a really good book on Greek mythology. You know the ones you used to get when you were like younger? It was like, you're about 13 or something, so it's got all stuff on Icarus and Theseus and Jason the Argonauts and all sorts of stuff like that. Well, you want something that's a little bit more adult and that has a little bit more information and everything, so that was kind of the way I was looking at it. But yeah, my holiday in Cyprus was pretty good. Me and my girlfriend went out there for a whole week. It was just a week away from everything. A lot, just good time. I have picked up a few games which we'll go up and have a look at. I am getting back into my YouTube ways. It's just like, last few days I've been going over and looking at videos because, to be honest, I'd been not even watching videos on YouTube. I'd been just out, and last night I was really going through a lot of videos. So I've been catching up. I really want to get some more video. I say this all the time. It's a really bad habit of just me procrastinating for saying, oh, I'll make videos, and then I get home and it's like, It's the same today, really, to be funny honest. I got back and I was just like, I am shattered. But here we go. The first one I got for my birthday. Yes, that was another thing. Beginning of November, my birthday. So that was another thing I just wanted to take a little bit out of, and I was going over watching Cyberlanky. He had a play in St Andrews and that, and I went off to see him and do that, and I went home to see my parents for a day, and there was just lots of things. Right, but the first thing I got for my birthday, this is from my girlfriend. This is Sonic Generations on the 360. Now, there was reasons I bought it on the 360 was because I had a feeling if I bought it on the PS3, it was going to put some weird move functionality into it, which I really wasn't going to like. So I got the 360 version, and that I absolutely adore that game. It goes through every major Sonic title. Though it combines Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is annoying because that's my favourite one. So I preferred something from 3 and then Knuckles. But you get Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1, you get Chemical Plant from Sonic 2, you get Sky Sanctuary from Sonic and Knuckles, you get... I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic... Well, I haven't played it as much as Sonic Adventure, but it's one of the levels from Sonic Adventure. And... well, you go for Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes. There's one from Colors, there's one from Unleashed. There's the actual classic version of that level is really, really good. Because what they do is you let you play through the level... Basically, it's classic Sonic, so it has all the same functionalities as what you'd expect from a 2D platformer. And then they actually go and put it through in 3D, like Unleashed and Colors and everything, and it plays really, really well. A lot of the boss battles, they've updated the Sonic 2, the final boss on the Death Egg. Interesting. And they've updated and mucked around with some of the bosses. Everything they've got in it is actually... mini fights with or races and kind of thing, basically mini fights that go over other classic things. So you get the Metal Sonic fight from Sonic CD, and that's redone, and it's actually really, really well done, because more than often in Sonic CD it was more just get to the thing before Metal Sonic. It has one with Shadow from Sonic Adventure 2, and that was a bitch in Sonic Adventure 2, and it's actually worse Well, it wasn't really worse. I couldn't figure out exactly what to do, and then when I figured it out, and it was so ridiculously piss easy. And then you have one with Silver, which is from Sonic 2006, which I don't own, so I didn't know exactly what was going on there for a while. But that fight's not actually too hard either. But you get Chaos Emeralds from that. It's actually really, really easy to get Chaos Emeralds in this one compared to a lot of other Sonic games. There's no real special stages. You just get them for completing certain levels or completing certain bosses and doing some of them and that. And then you just get to turn Supersonic. It actually does mention Robotnik once. I was really chuffed. Just for that alone. It was actually... There was a voice actor. It was Young Tails. And Young Tails says Robotnik. Just once, but that made my day. So I was playing that for a good while. I was going through trying to get S ranks on a lot of the missions, and I got a few done. But I'm sure I got for all the classic Mega Drive Sonic levels. I got through and got all S ranks. I was working my way through the Dreamcasts and Heroes ones. I think something to go back to anyway. The next game I got is Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS. Now, anyone knows I'm a huge Mario fan. All three of these games. There's another one to come. I'm a huge fan of all the series, and it's basically games that I really wanted. You had a lot of things like Arkham City came out, and you had Skyrim come out, Assassin's Creed came out, and yes, they're all big games, and yes, they'd be nice to play, but these are the ones I enjoy myself, and this is the ones that I would rather play at the moment and pay more money for. I think if I could... Really and honestly, with Skyrim, you hear all these things about how there's glitches and everything, and you think, well, it may be worth waiting for the Game of the Year edition. Saying that, the amount of hours you have to put into Skyrim, I don't know if I play it all that well. It's just... I could see it be something that I'd have sitting there. It's like I've got Fallout 3 sitting there. And I played it for a little while. I played it for 2 or 3 hours. I just couldn't get into it. But supposedly it does take a few hours to get into it. Well, Cyberlanky really likes that series, so... But he's been picking up them kind of games, so... That was actually pretty... But, we'll get back to Super Mario 3D Land. I've been doing a different tact on this because... On my 3DS, I haven't really been doing much, but what I have been doing is going through the original Super Mario Brothers with the... You know how you were getting the free 10 NES games or something that was emulated on the 3DS? So I've been flicking through that and just playing through, just playing through with one continue and just seeing how far I could get. And so I turn it on, turn it off, and do it like that. And that's kind of the way I'm doing it with... that, because I've heard it's actually quite short, which it is if you're just wanting to complete the game. I've heard if you want to actually get the proper ending and get everything, you do have to do quite a bit of effort, because it's like you have to complete all 8 worlds, then do all 8, you have to do the special versions of all 8 worlds, and then you have to get all the gold coins and get all the gold posts, and yeah, and then you have to beat Skull Bowser, and yeah, there's a lot of things. You have to get a 5-star ending to get the proper last level. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that that's just like, okay. So it actually will take long, but what I'm doing is doing one world at a time. I'll just go to bed, I will play it for like half an hour, I'll do one world, and that'll be it. And that's the way I'm doing it. So I'm working my way through it. I think I'm on World 5 at the moment. And before, like I would do Mario games, I would just race through them. But I'm quite enjoying just savouring going through these levels and just trying to work my way through it. And it's just really, really fun. There's some technical little bit. It's like when you're doing some levels trying to get coins and everything. Because I did try and search them out. I know really and honestly you shouldn't do it the first time round. You should be wanting to actually go through and just enjoy the game. And then next time go through and try and find the coins. But... sometimes I'm just going for it. I got all the coins in the first world and I got all the coins in the third world, but I've already botched it up because you can't get these sparkly stars or something because you can't die 5 times on a level or something. And I was just like, well, I've botched that up, but I don't really care. It doesn't really actually affect anything apart from making the stars shiny. I can live without that, to be fairly honest. But so far, it is really, really good. So if you like a mix of New Super Mario Bros. Mixed with Galaxy, you'll really like this game. Because it is very much that. It's a hell of a lot of fun to play. And the last one is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Now, this is the one that comes with the Wii Remote Plus. And I did that intentionally because, let's see. So here it is here. You get it here with the Triforce symbol and everything on it. This was done very much intentionally due to me basically wanting to Wii Remote Plus. So me and Michael could play some multiplayer games. It's like we've got Grand Slam Tennis, which needs Motion Plus, and there was something else. I think, well, I got Red Steel, but I don't think it has multiplayer. It might be worth getting like Wii Sports Resort now, so you could actually play that. We don't need to get the actual one with the Wii Remote Plus in it. And plus, then when the Wii U comes out next year, we're pretty much set. And so every game is going to have the Wii Remote Plus and everything. So we'll have 2 controls, and we can do multiplayer on that. I'm hoping they're actually going to put in another Wii Remote with that, but I don't hold out hope with that big control that they've got for the Wii U. So maybe not. But yeah, Skyward Sword. I've been doing the same kind of thing. I've been playing a few hours here and there, and I've done about 5 hours or something. I've done the first dungeon, and I've done all the starter quest bits and getting your sword and getting your sword, getting your shields, getting your armor, then going down and your tunic, and then going down to the thing and then doing all their fetcher quests, and then you get to the dungeon. And then the interesting thing is the dynamic of actually tackling enemies, because it's actually using the Wii Remote Plus quite well. It's like Skulltulas. Skulltulas was a big example of this. In Ocarina of Time, Skulltulas would come down. They come down straight. You lock onto them. They'd shake for a second. They turn round. You stab them. In this, they will never turn round. What you actually have to do is do a really quite hard side swipe, and then they'll start spinning, which you have to avoid, because if you get hit by that, it's just going to reset. And then it sits behind, and then you actually have to forward joust to actually hit them. You couldn't just side swipe them and get a hit off. You actually have to physically poke them. There are some ways of getting around some of them and killing them that way, but then you have to get through the webbing, and the webbing is a pain in the arse because you have to start shaking the thing. Some of the controls I found quite weird. It's like I'm trying to relate it to Twilight Princess. In Twilight Princess, do a spin attack, you just had to swing the nunchuck. You had to circle it, just do it that way. Whereas with Skyward Sword, you have to do it like that, and then forward and do it like that. It's a bit different. It's more getting used to it than anything else. But the actual accuracy of doing side swipes now, it is really makes it interesting. Every fight with an enemy is actually a challenge. It's like we had a Staphos Knight. And the Staphos Knight was a pain in the arse. Well, because you have to keep on changing stance and keep on doing these things. The actual boss, you actually have to fake which way you're doing it. So it's just like you're... Actually, that's a kind of a cheating. I don't know if I should really say which way I'm... Basically, fake what you're doing. So it's just like misdirection. Misdirection is the whole thing to the first half of that boss. I'm not going to tell you how to do the second half, but misdirection is the way to do the first boss. But it is really good. I'm thinking it's going to take a real long time to get into, but I could see myself playing for that one. With Twilight Princess, I can never see myself actually getting back into it. I tried once, and then when I deleted my save file to put on to crack the Wii, I forgot to I could actually copy it to my PC and then back. Really stupid at the time. That's by the by. But I never got really into it. I did the first 2 dungeons, and that was about it. I could see myself with Skyward Sword actually playing through it. Cyberlanky's not entirely keen on the graphics. They don't really bother me. The only thing that really bothers me is it's got this blurring filter. So what around you is quite sharp, but if you look just even a little bit in the distance, it's really blurred until you go close to it, and that kind of annoys me. I can see why they do it, because it's like a bigger world and they've got resources and they have to do it that way. And this is the way that they do it without really crashing the game. But it's a pain in the arse. It's just annoying more than anything else. But I'm sure that when the Wii U version comes out, there'll be huge draw distances. But there really isn't for Skyward Sword. You're better just looking very close to where you are. Because looking off into the distance is just like a big blurred mess. It's like having really, really bad eyesight. My eyesight's going, I should know. Alright. That was a hell of a long video for 3 pickups. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some more videos on games and everything, trying to actually go back and complete games. I will do a video on Skyward Sword, because most of the people do it through the Skyview, or this, and you start off and in the basically 2 areas. I'm going to show you probably the open world bit for the second area instead. So it's more the Goron thing. It looks like it's preluded to basically be the Goron bit. So we'll see how that is. But, okay, this is Evil Softman. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye!